This morning, we're diving deeper into the Negro Motorist Green Book, a guide that helped black travelers navigate the country safely. Brittany Flowers shares some locations from the book that are right here in West Michigan.
I've been here since 2009, so I've been here 20-some years.
When Janet Cunningham moved into this home in Three Rivers, she had no idea how much rich history the property holds.
Well, after I got it, and I had a guy knock on the door, and he said, "Do you care if we take pictures?" And I said, "For what?"
Her home is one of approximately 250 sites in Michigan that were listed in the Negro Motorist Green Book.
Canada, Mexico, Caribbean, and then they expanded it, over the years.
Christine Byron has been researching Green Book sites for more than a decade and has photos of almost half of them.
That was one of the places in Grand Rapids, the Southern Kitchen Shack.
The book was a travel guide for African Americans, published from 1936 to 1966. Its pages listing safe places for black people during a time of segregation.
There were 97 in Detroit, 44 in Idlewild. For example, in Grand Rapids, there were only 2.
The Southern Kitchen Shack, which once stood near Charles and Logan, and Villa Motor Court on South Division have both long since been demolished.
Unfortunately, a lot of them are not still standing.
For 3 decades, though, these hotels, restaurants, beauty and barber shops, nightclubs, resorts, and beaches offered protection and guidance for black folks across the nation.
And things that we take for granted, oh yeah, let's go on a little trip, we'll find a tourist cabin or a motel to stay at. It wasn't that easy.
Though she can't speak to the African-American struggle, Byron is passionate about keeping this history alive.
Like so many things related to African-American history, people don't know, and they should know.
Her knowledge capturing the attention of the Michigan State Historic Preservation Office.
But we were able to locate these roads,
which received a grant last summer to research the sites.
But nobody's really looked at the more rural areas to see how many of these places still exist.
Katie Kolakithis and her colleague Nathan Niedering are leading the project.
Red are gone, and yellow are the ones we're still trying to hunt down.
Some of the sites are well known in their communities, which makes it easy to get information. Others, not so much.
Some of them we have to spend hours and hours and hours in archives, going through historic newspapers, city directories, even deed records, property records, to try to figure out who owned properties when. We know that there's probably going to be some that we never find. And then there's whole communities like the Lansing, where we are located, that every single one in Lansing is gone.
In addition to the home in Three Rivers, we stopped by 2 sites in Battle Creek. The owner of the first property said the former tourist home was demolished several years ago. The owner of the second was unaware of their home's history. Kolakithis and her team hope to change that.
As a field, we really want to broaden what we know is important and be able to recognize the impact that those places had on our country and on our state.
When the research is complete, a contractor will photograph and document every property that's still standing. The goal is to create a pathway for property owners to have their property listed on the National Register. They expect to be wrapped up by the spring of 2027. Brittany Flowers, News 8.